I was planning on taking the day off today, just resting up a bit and relaxing, not making a video. But then SSSniperWolf had to come in and dox fellow YouTuber Jacksfilms and stir up this big old controversy. Guess my day off is gonna have to wait. So the new big drama that all the commentary YouTubers have been talking about on the playground at recess is centering around SSSniperWolf and her recent Instagram stories and replies. In one of these said stories, she said that she was doing some kind of video shoot and was extremely close by the house of one of her most avid critics, Jacksfilms. For those in the audience unaware of all the FNAF lore going on here, Jacksfilms is a YouTuber who has been absolutely tearing into SSSniperWolf and extensively covering her content and how it basically is just like low effort reaction videos where she essentially is stealing the content she is using, since her reaction and commentary on such videos could hardly be described as transformative. Jack is by no means the only critic of SniperWolf. Her content has attracted a large number of those, but he was definitely one of the more persistent ones, and I guess just happened to be living near where SniperWolf was shooting her video. So as I have already alluded to, SniperWolf decided that it would be a good idea to take a picture of Jack's house and put it up on her Instagram with the caption, "Let's talk." Obviously, I'm not a doxer, so I'm not going to show the image she put up on her story, and I don't think I really have to explain this to most people in the audience here, but showing up uninvited, unannounced, in the middle of the night to someone's residence, then taking a picture of it and uploading it to your social media page where millions of people will see it, that is not necessarily the best, nor efficient, nor the most normal way to talk to somebody about something. I mean, aside from this just being a blatant case of doxing someone, and this being terrible, I think something that SSSniperWolf has to recognize is that even if in her delusional fantasy, this was something that was not done maliciously, and she actually just wanted to talk with Jacksfilms, which again, I'm very sure is not the case, but even if it was, this is just wildly irresponsible for someone with a platform of her size to do. She has millions of fans and people watching what she posts on social media, and as such, it is her responsibility to carefully monitor what she does with that platform. So this action of taking a picture of a YouTuber's house and sharing it with millions of her fans is at the very least wildly irresponsible of her and is deserving of criticism for at least that aspect. Now that I've laid it on lightly to start, let's ramp things up a bit. Does anyone aside from SniperWolf and her most loyal and disillusioned fans really believe that there was no ill intent here, or that this was a warranted response due to Jacksfilms making a bunch of videos making fun of her on the internet?
No.
This is just an illogical defense of her actions. Like, if I had beef with someone on YouTube and I wanted to actually talk about things with them and wanted to hash things out, I would reach out through one of the many digital means available to me, through email, Discord, Skype, or something of that nature, like some sort of digital message, and that would have been very logical of me to do. Now, if I had beef with a YouTuber and I wanted to threaten them or give them a little spook, since it is spooky season after all, then I would spend a decent amount of time uncovering their address, go to their house in the middle of the night, and post pictures of it to my many fans as a subtle way of letting them know that I know personal information of theirs, and if they don't stop making fun of me, I might use that personal info in more nefarious ways. It's just such a dumb defense. This is like if someone said that they walked 9 hours from their house to a restaurant they liked because that was the best way they could have eaten there, when it would have been much more easy and convenient and normal if they would have just drove 30 minutes to go to the same restaurant. Like, it just does not make sense. Now, there is more to this. Jack and SniperWolf kind of take turns responding to each other, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Jack tweets to @YouTube asking them to demonetize or get rid of SniperWolf's channel because she doxed him and his family. Note the parentheses around creator here. Nice little subtle jab at her not really creating content, but just stealing it from other people. In response to this, as you can see above, SSSniperWolf basically says that Jack has been overreacting, pointing out that Jack has been quote-unquote harassing her for months. I guess being the subject of videos that call you out for your lazy style of content is harassment now. She goes on to say that she had no ill intent and just wanted to talk, and I kind of already broke down why this is just a stupid argument. So let's move on to Jack's response. In this tweet, he starts off quoting her response on her story and basically just explains what I did. That putting up a picture of someone's residence in front of millions of people is quite literally one of the most obvious forms of doxing that there is. And aside from that, Jack also points out how his content should not qualify as harassment, and at the very least, certainly should not warrant SSniperWolf doxing him. Now, I think that the majority of us here can agree that SSniperWolf is in the wrong. Nothing Jack did made it right for her to dox his house in front of millions of people, but before we cap the video off, I wanted to consider this whole situation from another angle here, because I think it honestly might make the most sense. When I think over what happened and SSniperWolf replies that she supposedly didn't have any ill intentions, I feel like what happened here is SSniperWolf already had knowledge of where Jack lived, which, don't get me wrong, that in and of itself is really bad. Like, why would you feel the need to find that out and like have that information? But anyways, she knew where he lived, and I genuinely think that her photo shoot just happened to be in the area and made a super dumb and illogical decision in the spur of the moment. I think that this was a crime of opportunity. The chance to go up to his house presented itself, and she didn't have the intelligence nor the self-control to do some critical thinking and determine that it was not the proper way to respond to one of your critics. So she said to herself, well, I'm here, I might as well, and that's what led to this whole thing happening. I don't think it was premeditated, but don't get me wrong here, I'm not trying to absolve SSniperWolf of this crime. She definitely committed it, and it was definitely her fault. I'm just trying to rationalize and reason why she might have even done this in the first place. And it really just goes back to what I said earlier in the video. This was just an insanely irresponsible use of her platform, and I think that at the very least, she needs to face some sort of repercussions for that. Just like having a driver's license, having a massive following on social media is a privilege, not a right. And just like the driver's ed course taught us all when we were learning how to drive, if you use your privilege of driving irresponsibly by dangerously operating your vehicle, then your privilege to that license can be revoked as a punishment. Following that logic, I would think that it's totally appropriate for there to be some sort of consequences for the irresponsible use of SSniperWolf's privilege of having a massive social media following, which could take the form of demonetization or some other form of punishment. Now, do I think that she will actually face any consequences from YouTube for this? No. They tend to overlook these types of matters, which truly is a shame, but unfortunately, it's just the reality of this situation. So I guess we'll have to settle for her public image getting squandered even more than it already had been, as an adequate punishment for her wrong actions. The Better Yourself challenge for today is to do 10 push-ups, 10 squats, and hold a 1-minute plank. Daily exercise is good for you, especially if you've been sitting around all day, so if you're feeling extra lazy right now, get up and give it a try. I promise you will not regret it. If you like the video and want to catch all my content whenever it comes out, then be sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit that bell, and help me get to my goal of 10,000 subs before the end of the year. Anyways, I'll catch you guys all on the next one. Have a great day.